Welcome back to another episode of On the Waters and Inlet Adventures. That was wild. And that's why we call him the Stick.
Just a massive blitz.
Always appreciate fishing with you. The decision right now is where to go.
The amazing thing about all the bait that settles in off New Jersey in the fall, from the bunker to the sand eels, is that it draws in predators of all sizes. Feeding on those sand eels and feeding in that bunker, you had 30-inch stripers up to 500-pound tuna, all mixed together. It's the type of natural spectacle that you'd expect to see somewhere farther flung than Monmouth County, New Jersey. But there it's all happening, well within sight of the beach. It's kind of the grand finale to the Northeast fishing season. Last year we came down and surf fished during the fall run when the stripers were on sand eels and all of the action was on the bottom. If you weren't getting a diamond jig to the last 3 feet of the water column, you weren't getting bit. On this trip with Jim Freda, you had both baits. You had bunker on the beaches and sand eels a little further north and a couple miles off. I've known Captain Jim Freda for almost 20 years. He's been writing for On the Water magazine since we opened up our New York and New Jersey edition in 2009. And before that, he wrote books, articles for other publications. He's been a really prolific outdoor writer and guide, going all the way back to the 1990s.
Our fall run usually begins in September with the mullet. They'll exit the back bays and we'll get local bass that'll come on them. Water's still warm at that time. Then in October, we start getting bay anchovies and spearing, and then we get in a good run of adult bunker, which we have right now, which goes on through November. And once our water temperature drops to like 58 degrees, which is usually always around November 1st, that's when we start to see fish migrating down from up north. And they just keep coming in waves through November, down right into December.
One thing you get about Jim through the articles that he writes is that he's an educator. He spent 45 years teaching physics at Manasquan High School, and he takes that same approach to his trips. Whenever he takes out clients, he is teaching them how to fish, why the fish are where they are, what they're biting on, and how to catch them.
I call this month, November, 10 degrees of blitzes, because the water temperature drops 10 degrees in about a month. It drops about 2 degrees a week. 58 degrees in the beginning of the month, and come the first week in December, it's usually always 48 degrees, barring any Arctic cold fronts that sit on top of us.
As tends to happen in the fall, we had a short weather window where we had an absolutely beautiful morning, and then the wind was forecast to pick up in the mid-morning to the point where things would be virtually unfishable after lunchtime. As we broke Manasquan Inlet, Jim had a choice. Some of his friends who were surf fishing to the south were seeing a lot of bunker and some bass in tight to the beach. To the north, some of his friends who were the captains of party boats were finding stripers in sand eels 2 miles off the beach. Because of the narrow weather window, our first stop was in some bunker schools tight to the beach to see if that was happening. This gave us the flexibility to still make it to the sand eel bite to the north, but not rule out seeing any very large bass in bunker tight to the beach.
Look at the light.
All right, get ready to just cast into these birds when I stop. All right, go ahead. Okay, it looks like peanuts on the screen, so let's throw this shad.
Okay.
Let it sink to the bottom. Long cast, drop it down, it's all peanuts. All right, that's it. Was it peanuts?
A little rain bait.
Rain bait? Yeah, that was the problem yesterday.
So we get down there, we see tons of bait. We see quite a few boats, we see guys on the beach, but nobody's really catching any fish. There were definitely stripers in the school, you would see some bait spraying, but there weren't many of them. The challenge is getting your lure or bait seen among thousands and thousands of the real thing.
All righty, all right, we're gonna move. Reel up, guys. Let's go, we gotta move. For the first 3 hours, we were fishless. I had boats out that I knew guys on. You piece the information together and then you make a decision where you gotta go, either north or south. We ran north, and we ended up with a really, really good day.
All right, let's go.
When we moved to the area that where Jim had heard they were catching the bass around the sand eels, the main difference from the fleets on the bunker schools is that we saw some bent rods around us. And then we started to mark fish on our fish finder.
You could try jigs and shads down the bottom. Cast into the wind all the time. All right, cast into the wind. So you don't want to drip under the boat.
Oh, okay, right. Here we go.
Go down to the bottom.
And what are we in, 60 feet?
60 feet. Let it go to the bottom. All right, we'll get on them. Maybe it'll turn on. Here. Let's get this Ronzi out. That was our bass. Got a pile of bass under the boat.
Yep.
It was Jim's first mate, Elio, who broke the ice on stripers for us.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, that's the real one.
That's better.
That's Elio. That's a good one. Yeah, we just had a pile come under the boat.
Hello. I was throwing a Bill Hurley sand eel imitation, a little soft plastic on a jig head. Slow cranking it through the column, and he cracked it right off the bottom.
Ooh. Yeah. Low teens.
You see him?
Yeah, he's right here.
Nice fish. Beautiful. Healthy.
Can't get much closer to a sand eel imitation than that.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, boys.
Nice.
Broke the ice there.
Yeah.
Now let's catch a couple more.
Once we released that fish, the striper bites started coming a little bit more quickly.
Oh, just got a bump. There he is.
Oh, nice. That's the right one.
That's a bass. Good.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Very good.
Yeah. What did he hit? That's a good fish.
Diamond
jig.
That's a good fish. That's a good fish.
Very good.
I gotta keep tension on him. I didn't get a real good set on him.
It's all right. He's good. He's on.
Got to double up, Jimmy. We got a whole bunch under the boat right
All
now.
working on it.
It's funny, he whacked it, I kept moving it, and he came back and
Came
hit
back,
it.
yeah.
I went to set up on you, Jim, and I hit your rod there, and he came back though.
Double up, Jimmy. We got them stacked.
I wonder if this Ronzi's down deep enough.
I got you a heavier head.
Oh, do you? Oh. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that you have to really scope out. You'll feel it when it's near
That's
the
what I
bottom.
was doing. I was kicking the bottom, almost like a sand eel coming off the bottom.
Oh, perfect, man.
Jimmy, I'm gonna slide in that corner.
Got the big school under the boat. Slide him right into Elio.
Ooh, nice one.
Oh, we just saw the boat.
There's the fall blitz fishing.
I'm gonna slide him right into you on the next turn.
Yeah, nice fish. Nice fish, Chris.
Woo!
It's a good one.
Yeah, we needed that one.
Nice.
It's funny, we shot out here, we saw some birds working. We thought they were tuna on the surface, and there were a few tuna. But you were saying earlier, a lot of these tuna will be in with the bass, and the bass will be in with the tuna. Beautiful fish. We're gonna get this guy back in the water, but before we do, we're gonna go ahead and put a tag on it.
Yep, no problem. I'll get it on video.
There we go, ready? Yeah, there you go, girl.
I'm gonna slide us back in a little. Man, they're boiling over
Needed
there.
that one.
Good job.
Thank you.
Needed that.
So with every drift, the wind was freshening, the waves were building, and we knew that we were getting closer and closer to that point when we'd have to call it and run back to the inlet. It was a challenge to get the half-ounce jig down 70 feet in a 1.5 knot drift that was getting faster and keeping it down long enough for a striper to see it. By using a little bit lighter rod, we could still feel that half-ounce jig bouncing bottom even down 70 feet in a fast drift, and we could keep it there long enough to get it in front of stripers. Once we dialed in that presentation, the hookups started coming pretty fast. For everyone but me.
There you go.
I don't think it's a wrong, it's not the tuna, but it's a bass, I think.
I just got crushed.
This guy's gonna get turned quick. Oh! Popped him.
I got crushed right now just by a bass. I got knocked as it spun the jig around. That must have been why I didn't follow up on that.
That was our bass. Got a pile of bass under the boat. We got 2 rods going here. You got 2 rods fishing?
I think this is,
Oh, that's Elio's?
yeah, Elio's.
Get in. What's on here, El? All right.
Look at the tuna just busting underneath those.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes!
That's your bass.
Jim, no, Jim, you
No,
take
no,
it.
you
take
fight
it,
it, Jim.
buddy. Captain Jim's hooked up, big pile of bass. There's tuna breaking around us.
Got bass here.
Got bass
Good
going
fish.
under the boat.
That's a nice fish.
Everything's together right now.
Talk a little bit, Jim, about the rod you're using in the setup.
This one, I got a Okuma SRT Inshore Elite rod, 6,000 Tesoro. Nice setup, nice light tackle.
I was fishing that earlier. Beautiful, beautiful setup. You got a nice one.
Yeah, decent sized fish. All the fish today have been like in that mid 30-inch range. Good sized fat fish, clean fish. 35. The last one was 36. The wind picked up a little, which is helping out a lot. Got a better drift, a little more action.
Jim, that was almost dead stick. You know, just sitting there along the bottom.
It was on the bottom. I had it way scoped out. Took like 5 turns in the handle, let it drop. He hit it once, missed it, didn't come tight. I dropped it back to him. He hit it, and we got him. This fish has a little bit of shoulders on him. He's got a little bit of shoulders. Probably in that same 35. There he goes. Oh, there's a tuna right there. 10 feet from the boat. He's probably going after my striper. He wants to eat my striper.
So that's what we're talking about, how special this is. We just had a tuna come up 15 feet off the back of the boat.
He is there?
Underneath the boat right now?
Man, oh man. Give it another little click. Piled up, we got a good
All right,
pile.
I'm dropping.
All right, I got to get this guy in. I just saw him. He's bulldogged again. Got some shoulders on him. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Little chunky fish.
Beautiful chunk.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nice
Nice,
fish.
fatty. Captain Jim Freda out here, guys. Hey, really cool thing about this is we were leaving yesterday, and all of a sudden I saw Jim in the parking lot. He said, "What are you doing tomorrow morning?" I said, "Not a whole lot." He goes, "Come on out and fish with me for 4 or 5 hours." We had a great day there.
Nice fish. Catching these fish today is beautiful.
Beautiful.
There she goes. Good job, fellas.
Awesome. Nice, Jim.
Whenever you're the odd guy out on the trip, you start looking and seeing what the guy who's catching is doing right. And on this trip, that guy was Jim's first mate, Elio.
Oh, little tappy whap.
There you go. There's the right one. That's a good one.
He left me and went over to you, Elio.
What do you got? That same bait on there? All right, so we may have to switch over to that. They want that one for some reason. I might be a little too loose. Somebody else has to hook up. Oh man, look at them all. We're in a mother load of fish right now. Big fish come right up to the top. Deep bend.
Elio, I'm gonna be your net man, Elio.
Cool, got this.
Yeah.
How many yards? 20?
Oh, he's right there.
Yeah,
Color.
I can't see him.
Wait, one more turn towards me.
Nice. Another chunky one.
Woo!
Another real chunky fish.
So our man Elio is a high hook today.
Right on.
He's been getting some really nice fish, and I think whatever you're using, we're all going to switch to.
Come in there.
All right.
There he goes.
I was a little snake bit. You know, maybe I hadn't hooked a striper yet. I'd landed multiple dogfish.
Right one?
No.
It's funny, they're not right all on the bottom.
There you go, Elio. There he
Elio,
goes.
you
Hi,
came
man.
up on that. You looked at the
Doubled
screen.
up, doubled up. There you go.
Let's go.
There you go.
Jimmy,
Somebody's
these
got to
fish are
take
like
this because I got a net. I got a net. Somebody's got to take this. Jimmy.
Chris,
Chris.
okay, you got it, man.
Oh,
Triples.
Oh, baby. Cameraman got to take it. This is a nice fish right here.
Did somebody reel that one in?
Here you go, Chris. I got to get a picture of that triple. Oh, man, there's
go.
hundreds under the boat.
Stolen Valor. Diamond jig. I was going to go back to it.
Yeah.
Just because we're drifting so quick. A little bit
Yeah,
more
that
of a
one's
stout
good,
rod.
Chris. That one you got is good. That's a.
Oh, yeah. I felt it.
That's a custom Zach's rod. All right, ready? Everybody bend.
Oh, everybody.
Everybody bend up. Ready?
the
Lift
rod
up
up.
so I can get a triple.
There it is.
You ready,
yeah.
Jimmy?
I got him, Jim. He's a little
You
guy.
got him? You sure? Watch the tip on that. I'll net him if you want me to. You
I got him. Yeah, he's
Best part about this, that entire port side is looking at us triple down. Elio, they're like, I hate those guys. Jimmy, nice fish. Jimmy doesn't like anyone touching his fish. I learned that a long time ago.
There goes Jimmy. Nice. Let's see that.
Oh yeah, great call coming
The
out
other
here.
way.
Let's go.
Get him out.
This guy took a little line. He's almost there, boys.
Net. All right.
I'm gonna turn him right at you. Oh,
All right.
really quick.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, just put on a diamond jig. Jimmy hooked up. A lot of fish in that pile. You moved out about another 100 yards, right?
Yeah,
It's
just
not
slid
quite
out
the same
just
drift.
a little bit. All right. Release. Throw him head first. I'll swim right away.
Yeah. All right. Head first, baby. That whole port side of that boat hates us.
So once I got in on the fun, it felt like everybody was catching them every drift. We had a couple double headers, we had a triple header, and the fast action distracted us from the fact that the waves were getting pretty big, that the wind had really kicked up, and by the time we said one more drift, it was pretty rough. So by making that one last 10-minute drift, we probably had about 30 extra minutes of driving home into the teeth of a south wind and 4 to 6 footers. But man, that is fall fishing. You thread the needle on these weather windows and you hope to make the most of it because you don't know when you're going to be able to get back out there. You don't know when the weather's going to open up again, and it might not be for a week. It might be the following day. But this time of year, knowing that the end of the season's coming so fast, you don't want to miss a single opportunity to get out there and catch striped bass. I've been reading Jim Freda's articles about how to catch striped bass in New Jersey for years, so it was really cool to see those kind of articles come to life as he taught us in person how to jig for stripers during the New Jersey fall run. So most years I bookend my striper season with trips to New Jersey. This year was no different. We started out in early May, came down here, fished the Raritan Bay. It's my first striper of the year. Perfect little specimen right there. Look at that. So to catch the last migratory striper of the year off New Jersey kind of brings the season full circle. As much as I hate to see my striper season end, it has to every year. But there's no better way to do it than with that grand finale of bait and bass and blitzes that happens off New Jersey every November.